Hey guys, it's Brian Bergman with Bergman Landscaping. We're here on a retaining wall replacement job. You can see that this retaining wall has failed. Was built back in about the 70s when they came through and put the sidewalk in. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove this, we're going to stack it up out of the way and recycle the blocks. We're going to excavate, we're going to build a proper base with drainage, and we're going to build them a new wall. You can see we got some of the materials on site already here. We got our block, we've got our drainage, we got our Geogrid and filter fabric, and all of our tools and equipment. So the guys are going to get started on removing the blocks, and then we'll check back in once that's done and we'll start excavating. Okay, we're back here. It's getting close to the end of day one. As you can see, we've got the whole wall dismantled. We're still working on excavation. We should be pretty close to that at the end of the day today. You can see what we're doing is we're digging back about 4 feet total, and this whole area is going to be filled up with stone. This trench down here is basically the footer, so we're going to put some crushed stone on here, compacted, so that that wall doesn't move at all. So we're just going to keep on working and clean up our mess as we go, and then the next time we check in, we'll be starting to put some stone down and make a nice strong base for this wall. Okay, we're back here about halfway through day 2 on this retaining wall project. As you can see, we've completed our excavation. We have our filter fabric behind the wall here that goes down and underneath this base stone. We have a crusher on base that's been compacted, and now what we're doing is we're doing our final screed with some clean #1 stone. This gives us a perfectly level base, and we're gonna get started on the base course next as soon as we're done with this. Okay, we're continuing on. We're halfway through the morning of day 3 here on the retaining wall project. One of the most important steps in a retaining wall for the longevity is drainage. So what we're doing is we're installing perforated pipe. We put these holes down so that if any water comes down this hillside, it'll get caught by these pipes, and then it'll run down the pipe, out the end, and onto the sidewalk so that it prevents water from sitting inside the wall, freezing and thawing, and blowing out the wall. Another thing that we're doing, if you look here, we're filling up the cores of these blocks with the stone, so that helps lock in all the stone as we build it up. So we have a few more layers to go after this is done, a couple more steps, and then we'll be ready to close it back in and then finish up the product here. We're getting close to the end of day 3 here on our retaining wall project. Just next step in the process here. We're about 2/3 of the way up this particular wall, and what we're using now is a product called Geogrid. This is a nylon and fabric material which we place directly over the block, and it goes back into our backfill, which we will then fill this back up with more stone, and we, as you can see, place more blocks on top of it. What this does is it locks that wall together, and now it's like we're building this wall basically 4 feet back instead of 1 foot back. So this will help it really stand the test of time and make it a very strong wall. Back here after day 4 of this retaining wall project, this project is 100% complete. As you can see, we've got our caps all leveled, glued on. We completed the lawn restoration with topsoil, and we went ahead and upgraded them to sod since we're getting to the end of the season here, so they don't have to deal with mud all winter. So as you can see, the finished product that we've got here, we went through and meticulously swept up the street. Every inch of dust that we could possibly sweep up is gone. We have into this job 111 man hours of labor on site. We excavated and removed 40 yards of virgin soil material, and we installed 25 tons of crushed stone product to make this wall properly. We also use, just to put reference on it, this wall block material that we use, this is about $7,000 worth of wall block material that we used. So I hope that this video gives you an idea of why we do things the way that we do, how we do things, and what your expectations should be when you're hiring someone to do a project like this. If you need someone in the Western New York area, be sure to call Bergman Landscaping for your next project.